Can you imagine what the world would actually look like if it resembled all of the things that Republicans are constantly fear-mongering about unless you elect them? I'm guessing it would involve waking up in the morning, getting out of bed, doing a big stretch, and then saying your pledge to George Soros before you go to the bathroom. And if you're a guy, obviously, you have to sit down to pee, where you take a shower, where your woke shower head only gives you a few droplets of water to clean yourself, where then you dry off with a rainbow flag made out of DEI. And then you head downstairs to the kitchen to make breakfast, which is a liquefied goo of human embryos and vegan soy bacon that is cooked over an LED light bulb because gas stoves have been made illegal, that you drink through a very, very, very emasculating straw with your 2 kids who are now trans cats named Meowdalin and Bartholomew, because they go to public school and they were forced to have surgery. And you would like to say a prayer before your liquefied meal, but you're stopped by your enforcement officer, who is a atheist communist who will give you a vaccine if you try to pray, because Christianity has been made illegal. And as you're drinking that liquefied goo, you look out your window and you see hundreds of windmills obscuring your view of anything, and behind that is just mountains and mountains of dead birds and whale carcasses. So you head out the door to go to work, but before you can even get out the door, you're mugged and stabbed and murdered 18 times by an undocumented immigrant. But you still managed to get onto your mandatory e-bike to go to your job at the Department of Socialism. But it takes forever to get there, because your e-bike has to be charged every half hour at the only places you can charge it is a public library, where loudspeakers are constantly playing Taylor Swift reading gay pornographic comic books to you. By the time you finally get to work, you find that your job has been taken and given to a woman who immediately injects you with Tylenol and gives you autism. So then you have to go back home to look for a new job, but before you can even get your e-bike, there is the deep state holding your e-bike ransom for $500 in order for them to give it to the same undocumented immigrant who killed you 8 times so that they can steal your health care. And by the time you finally arrive home, you find a leftist Antifa terrorist who is going to destroy your home unless you do a dance on top of the pentagram while burning the American flag and pledging your faith and fealty to Hunter Biden's penis. That's just my assumption of what the world would look like based on all of the absolutely insane bullshit they're always talking about. I mean, seems accurate.